How to disappear and transform yourself. Now that we've covered the basics of disappearing and working in the shadows, let's dive deeper into the nuances of this process. It's not just about physically removing yourself from social situations or avoiding conversations. It's about creating a new version of yourself, one who operates with intention, discipline, and focus. This transformation requires you to go beyond surface-level changes and delve into the core of your habits, mindset, and daily routines. One critical aspect of disappearing is learning how to manage your energy. Energy is finite, and if you're constantly pouring it out into others, whether through idle chatter, seeking validation, or sharing updates about your life, you'll find yourself depleted when it comes time to work on your goals. Think of your energy as fuel for your transformation. Every conversation, every interaction, every moment spent explaining yourself to someone else takes away from the reserves you need to crush it in the shadows. By shutting down unnecessary drains on your energy, you free yourself up to invest fully in becoming the person you want to be. This leads us to another important point: solitude. When you disappear, you're essentially embracing solitude, which can be both liberating and challenging. At first, you might feel isolated or lonely, but over time, you'll come to appreciate the clarity and peace that solitude brings. Without the noise of external opinions and distractions, you'll have space to think deeply, reflect on your progress, and connect with your inner self. Solitude allows you to hear your own voice more clearly, helping you stay aligned with your vision and values. If you've ever felt overwhelmed by the demands of social interactions or the pressure to conform, disappearing gives you permission to step back and prioritize what truly matters. As you move through this phase, you'll also need to develop resilience. Disappearing isn't easy. There will be moments when you question whether it's worth it, especially if people around you start noticing your absence and asking questions. They may wonder why you're suddenly unavailable, why you're no longer participating in group activities, or why you seem so secretive. Some might even try to guilt-trip you into re-engaging with them. These are tests of your resolve, and passing them requires unwavering commitment to your mission. Remind yourself why you chose to disappear in the first place, and let that purpose anchor you during tough times. Another key element of disappearing successfully is mastering the art of invisibility, not in a literal sense, but in terms of blending into the background while you work on your transformation. You don't want to draw attention to yourself during this period because doing so could invite scrutiny, criticism, or interference from others. To achieve this level of invisibility, you'll need to adopt a low-profile lifestyle. Avoid flashy displays of success, loud declarations of ambition, or anything else that might make you stand out. Instead, focus on being consistent, reliable, and unassuming. Let your actions speak louder than your words and save the grand reveal. For when you're ready to reappear, while you're in the shadows, it's crucial to surround yourself with resources that support your growth. This could mean reading books, listening to podcasts, attending workshops, or finding mentors who can guide you along the way. However, be selective about where you direct your attention. Not all information is created equal, and consuming content that doesn't align with your goals can derail your progress. Stick to sources that inspire, educate, and challenge you to become better. Additionally, use technology wisely. Social media, for example, can be a double-edged sword. On one hand, it provides access to valuable knowledge and communities. On the other hand, it can pull you back into the very behaviors you're trying to escape. Set boundaries around your tech usage to ensure it serves your transformation rather than hinders it. Let's talk about failure for a moment. Failure is inevitable, regardless of how carefully you plan or how hard you work. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't lies in how they handle failure. When you're working in the shadows, failure becomes an opportunity to learn and grow without the added pressure of public scrutiny. No one needs to know about your setbacks except you, which means you can approach them with curiosity instead of shame. Analyze what went wrong, adjust your strategy, and keep moving forward. Over time, you'll build a toolkit of lessons learned that will make you stronger and more resilient. Speaking of resilience, let's address the emotional toll that disappearing can take. While the benefits of working in the shadows are undeniable, it's also true that isolation can sometimes lead to feelings of loneliness or doubt. Combat this by cultivating a strong sense of self-worth. Remind yourself daily that your value isn't determined by external validation. Celebrate small wins, practice gratitude, and visualize the future version of yourself that you're striving to become. Visualization is a powerful tool. It helps solidify your goals in your mind and reinforces your belief that they're achievable. Spend a few minutes each day imagining what your life will look like after your transformation. Feel the excitement, pride, and satisfaction of having accomplished something extraordinary. As you continue down this path, you'll likely discover hidden strengths and talents you didn't know you had. Working in the shadows forces you to rely on yourself in ways you never imagined, pushing you to tap into untapped potential. Maybe you'll uncover a knack for problem-solving, a talent for creative thinking, or an ability to persevere under pressure. Whatever it is, embrace these discoveries as part of your evolution. Each new skill or insight adds another layer to the person you're becoming, making you more capable, confident, and unstoppable. At some point, you'll reach a crossroads where you must decide whether to remain in the shadows indefinitely or reappear in society. There's no right or wrong answer here. It depends on your personal preferences and circumstances. Some people thrive in anonymity and prefer to continue operating behind the scenes, while others feel called to share their achievements and inspire others. If you choose to reappear, do so strategically. Reveal only what serves your greater purpose and maintain an air of mystery about the rest. Remember, the goal isn't to seek approval or admiration, but to live authentically and confidently in alignment with your values. If you decide to stay in the shadows, that's perfectly valid too. Many successful individuals throughout history have chosen to operate quietly, letting their work speak for itself rather than seeking the spotlight. Whether you're building a business, pursuing artistic endeavors, or simply improving yourself, there's immense power in remaining unseen until the perfect moment. The key is to trust the process and honor your journey, knowing that the impact you create will ripple outward, regardless of whether you're recognized for it. Throughout this entire process, remember that disappearing and transforming yourself isn't about rejecting relationships or cutting ties with loved ones. It's about setting boundaries, prioritizing your growth, and ensuring that your environment supports your aspirations. Healthy relationships will understand and respect your decision to step back temporarily, while toxic ones will reveal themselves and give you the chance to distance yourself. Surround yourself with people who uplift and encourage you, even if they don't fully understand why you've chosen this path. Finally, always keep in mind that the ultimate reward of disappearing and transforming yourself isn't external, it's internal. Yes, you may achieve incredible things, gain recognition, or accumulate wealth, but the real treasure lies in the person you become along the way. Your confidence will soar, your sense of purpose will deepen, and your connection to yourself will strengthen. You'll walk through life with a quiet assurance that no amount of external validation could ever provide. And when you finally emerge from the shadows, if you choose to, you'll do so not to prove anything to anyone, but to celebrate the masterpiece you've created, a testament to the power of dedication, discipline, and self-belief. So take a deep breath and commit to this journey wholeheartedly. The road ahead won't always be smooth, but it will be worth it. Trust yourself, trust the process, and trust that the transformation you're undertaking will shape you into someone you're proud to be. And remember, you're not alone in this. Countless others have walked this path before you, and countless more will follow. Together, we're redefining what it means to succeed, not by chasing fame or fortune, but by embracing the shadows, unlocking our potential, and living lives of meaning and fulfillment.